Blaze, welcome to the show, the Content Economy episode number 24. You are one of the best UGC coaches in the space. We worked together for a little while there in Content Economy. I want to learn your story and how you've been able to have so much success, both as a creator and now as a coach, what you're teaching creators, and how people can learn from you. So Blaze, welcome to the show. How have you been?
Thank you. It's been amazing. I feel like we haven't talked in way too long, but been a crazy year since I started this whole thing.
It's only been 1 year. That's crazy. How did you?
Not even beginning of September. So you're like 2 weeks from a year. But yeah.
How did you get into UGC? Tell me the story.
Well, I saw one of your videos on Instagram. It would have been like this time last year, and I was probably the fastest close for your team ever. I followed you. Your setter sent me a DM. Like, I was on a call like the next day, and it was like, yeah.
Bro, what do you mean? That was me. You're talking to me.
Right. Sorry.
No, you're good. No, you're good. I actually did get rid of the setter in the sales process because we've been working on our tech, which is our creator platform. And, you really have to focus, I feel. However, that definitely hurt, my income streams. So it's kind of a little bit of push and pull. So you joined about a year ago. What happened next? And what did that process look like for you?
I actually think I joined more than a year ago, but then I kind of forgot. I kind of forgot about it. And then I got a drilling job. It was a rough spot last summer. The company I was working for fell through. The guy was going through a divorce, just ghosted us. We were on a job waiting for material stuff. Never showed up. Didn't hear from him for 2 weeks because he shut down the business, whatever. So then I got a drilling job, went into debt, was living on the floor of my friend's apartment. It sounds like a fake story. But then I was there for 3.5 months and was just I hate my life. My entire life is showing up to the office at 5 a.m., driving to a job site, and then getting home at 6 to 8 p.m., sleeping, doing it again. I had didn't see any friends, didn't stop going to the gym, barely ever saw my family. Work was my entire life. And that's when I realized it's all right, I've got to reach out to this Owen guy that I messaged and went golfing with that one time. I was I forgot about that and I need something different right now.
Oh, that's actually brutal. I kind of forgot that that's the place that you were in because so much has changed. So what was your best month doing UGC, and how long would it kind of take you to ramp up to get from,
So my best month with just UGC, not any coaching, February and March were close. So I started doing it in September. That first month in September, I did $4,800, quit my job 3 weeks in before I actually got paid from UGC. Just from the deals that I had coming. And I was I'll be paid in a week from this. I'm done. My best month was March. It was 16,500 or something. And then the month before that was 14,000.
Incredible. Wasn't that the best feeling ever, bro? Getting those first deals coming in.
It was insane. I was totally expecting to spend a few months working on it, pick up a few deals. And my goal was okay, I'm going to try UGC. I'm going to do it until I find what I want to do. But that'll give me more time to where my whole life isn't work. And then once I started, I was oh, this is going to be my full-time thing. But to be honest, I got lazy. I would say I've had students, some of my students way surpass my first 3 months. It took me from September to February to break 10K. But if I was to do it again, I probably would have hit 10K my first month because I got so lazy from working 50 to 60 hours a week. Then once I realized I could make 5 to 7 grand a month by working 2 hours a day, I was screw that. I'm going to go hang out with my friends, go to Florida, went on a cruise, started just traveling, and then moved to Bali. And it wasn't until I got on a call with Nash another one of your students, he was like, bro, look at my side shift account. He's like, lock in. What are you doing? And I was like, frick. Okay. Yeah. So that was in January. And then the next month I was like, just head down, got to Bali, was like, I had batch recorded like almost 2 weeks of content for when I got there. That is an unreal feeling. When I like open my phone, post a video, switch accounts, post another video, and I'm like at a beach cafe, just not working. But yeah, I'd say there's definitely a faster path to get to those months if you actually aren't as lazy as I was when I started.
Incredible, bro. That it's such an awesome journey. Yeah, I mean, I'm super proud. It's really so awesome. Like, think about that. You were literally doing a job that you despised, and you just took it in your own hands, locked in, did UGC, and you got 16K a month. Is crazy. So, what do you do now, and like, how has it changed?
So I am still doing UGC, more on like tribe stuff, like meta ads, and less on retainers. But primarily, like I have 109 students doing UGC right now, and that's just been growing really fast. But actually, was in contact with a guy you put me in contact with to pick up another UGC deal, and then I'm getting on another retainer tomorrow. I want
Yeah,
to make sure I'm in it enough that I'm like understanding what I'm coaching still, because I could easily get sidetracked in just like pulling a ton of people in the community, getting them started. But I want to make sure I'm like actually in the weeds still.
jump right back into it. I
Yeah.
actually ran into kind of the same problem. I had started doing coaching and running the agency, and obviously I was taking less deals because you just make more money from running an agency and doing coaching. So I was like, all right, well, I should prioritize that and make sure we're giving our creators like the best opportunities possible. Make sure we have more deals coming in for them, all that stuff. Now it's a software product because it's even more scalable and even better for our creators. And Artec should be live in the next week or two. If you're a UGC creator or you're a creator in general, Artec is not going to be like a normal platform. Suite of tools so that you as a creator can make sure you're making great content, learning from your favorite coaches all in one place, and obviously getting the best deals possible. So we've been working on that for coming up on a year, which is crazy. And it's changed a ton, and it's been the bane of my existence, except we pivoted recently and everything has flown naturally. It's been insane. Just all the connections we needed, everything coming together, and I can feel like it's about to be extremely worth it. But I want to get back to you.
That's awesome. I've been using Artec for like 8 months now, but it's just been like analyzing videos so far.
Right, exactly. And we actually haven't been able to upload our new version because we had to wait for connections with Meta and different platforms. A lot of friction with Apple even. So just a bunch of different problems, but it's been worth it, and it's going to be extremely awesome for creators to use. So very excited for that to be out.
That's cool.
But what do you do for your creators that's allowing them to have success?
Well, I do a mix. Like, obviously, I have different creators that have different needs. Like, some of them step in with a big personal brand. They're already really good at content. And then they're just like, okay, I need to actually like monetize from this, and make money from content, not just like do it as a hobby. So those creators obviously have a different path of like, I'm just connecting them to the best deals in the space and then teaching them how to make the ads different, which is different from like their personal brand content. But for the most part, my students have like never created a piece of content before. Most people are just like in the position I was in. I don't like my job. I need something different. So we get them in, first, go over the basics of like just creating content, like the first week. And then obviously like setting up their different profiles on the platforms, getting them connected. But recently I've been having less students get deals on platform, and because I've had a lot of campaign managers like been reaching out to me. So kind of just handing them deals now. But there's obviously a lot of like training content, and then we do a lot of calls. So that's like the majority of my time is just
Calls.
Zoom calls, one-on-ones, group calls, all of it.
Yeah, that's where creators seem to learn the most in my experience is calls, and then also just working with different teams and creator managers. So let's say you know, a creator who is going to calls and learning and asking questions is great, but a creator who's also going to calls for a specific brand and learning what makes that content go viral and having to really perform for them is going to 10x their learning also. So I kind of do a mix of both, where it's like, let's get you introductions to deals, and then let's also make sure that you're going to calls and you're learning. It's kind of both.
That's been huge. I mean, my girlfriend, I got her started in UGC a month and a half ago. She did like $7,000 her first month and is on track to do the same, if not a little bit more this month. But she cut like half of her deals because she's putting more time and effort into the better deals, like actually joining all their training calls, and actually like she's on 2 deals right now, but going super viral instead of 7 deals, just putting out decent content.
So she's doing organic Canvas UGC deals only, no paid ad stuff.
She's doing Tribe too.
Okay. What is she like better?
A bonus. She likes the organic stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So we have creators that kind of differ on what they prefer. Yeah, I don't know. Like what's the split come down to? What do you like better? Why does she like that one better over the other?
I personally like the Tribe deals better. I feel like once you're an experienced creator that can make a really good content, like
you're going to make more money.
The upside, you're going to make more money on paid ads, where you're getting not just view bonuses, posting every day for $50 a video, but like I can make a good ad. And there's a hat brand, August 11. I'm sure you've seen them. Johnny Pearson owns it. I made an ad for them 2 months ago that's still getting me like 2 to 3 sales a day. And like some of my best videos on Tribe have made me over $1,000 a piece. And like you can't like generate that necessarily unless you hit like millions of views on an organic video. And
100%,
so
bro.
as you gain as I gain like the experience of creating the good ads, Tribe just seems to perform better.
I totally agree. And our best creators have this natural process where we start them with organic. They get to learn and get a lot of reps in and make money, which is great. And then we kind of slowly transition them over to paid, where they are making less videos, getting paid more per video. Still performance, just a better performance vehicle. So I think in the future, that's where everything is going to go for creators. There's so many new creators joining. Like if you're watching this right now and you're like kind of on the fence, now's definitely the time, because, a year from now, it's going to be harder. There's going to be more opportunity for sure, because it's just going to grow. I think the creator economy is supposed to like triple by 2030. So there's going to be tons of opportunity, but there's also going to be a lot more creators that are coming in, especially with AI replacing jobs. Content's going to be one of the last gig economies available for people, which is super interesting. So how do you kind of recommend and structure creators right when they join? Like, do you give them any deals, or do you make them work for it yourself or themselves?
So I kind of have like 2 pools of deals. They get in, obviously, like set up their portfolio. I do have them get set up on SideShift and reach out to brands. But I have like my deals that are $15 to $25 a video that I give to new creators. And then the higher paying deals, I kind of like wait until I have good creators come in, or wait till my new creators are like 2 to 3 months in. So a little bit of both. I can put people on like 2 to 3 deals, like right as they start. But I mean, the majority of them still will go pick up some deals off SideShift. Or
totally makes sense.
Like a Discord.
That's exactly what we do. What do you think separates like kind of not great UGC creators from people that are doing 10, 20K months pretty consistently?
There's a lot of things, but I would say like the separation seems to be like creators doing less than $5,000 a month and then over $10,000. There's not a whole lot in between, because once you like it clicks, and once you crack it and like understand, like, dang, okay, this is my system. Batch recording is a huge thing that I teach and preach like to every one of my students, because when you're creating, say, for like 6 brands and having to follow different scripts, different formats, and like change characters 6 times a day, that's where I was capped. I could not take on more than 6 brands. But then once I started batch recording, I was like, dang, I'm done Tuesday. By like Tuesday at lunch, I was done with all of my content. Just by sitting down, doing 7 videos for one brand. Say that's huge. And then the second piece is like mentally not taking it as a side hustle. I see a lot of students that are kind of like, yeah, I'll test it out and kind of see
Yeah.
if this works. And then it doesn't or it doesn't work very well because they're not like giving it the extra effort. But it's honestly so easy to become like the top 10% of creators by just trying a little bit. Like if you send files to a brand, like naming the Google Drive, sending them on time, sending them multiple like hooks, multiple call to actions. There's little things that like nobody does.
I totally agree. And it's very easy to separate yourself, even if you're just showing up to calls on time, being very punctual, like very simple things, because a lot of UGC creators are just younger, and they don't have a lot of experience. So it's been super interesting to see the people who come from like a tech sales background usually just absolutely crush because they're used to being punctual. They're used to working with different companies. They're very personable. Like anyone who has corporate experience usually just absolutely dominates because so many kids are just not doing the little things right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is really interesting. But I wanted to get a little bit of your opinion on what have you seen working for formats right now? Like what kind of videos are going viral, or where are creators seeing results, so that other people can kind of learn to do that too.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few that I'm like pushing pretty hard. Obviously like the base storyline still works. Like if you have a good story format, like I can have 10 creators follow the same script and talk about the storyline. That works for like a lot of the college study apps because you're targeting like a younger audience. Obviously a lot of girls, but another one is like green screen. The green screen videos where like you have products behind you. I've been using that one a lot. For instance, like I sold a pair of black sunglasses. I first got it and was like, okay, how am I going to market just a $20 pair of black sunglasses with no logo? But then like I started putting celebrities behind me on a green screen. And it's like, what does this person, this person, this person all have in common? And it's not that they're, making millions of dollars a year. It's not that they're a household name across most countries. It's not this. It's not this. It's not that they've all played in your favorite movies. It's that they know that their accessories matter more than their outfit. And I'm not spending $1,000 on a pair of product glasses. Like whatever the script is, I've seen green
Yeah.
screen videos and tier lists performing the best right now.
That's awesome. And a reason for that, I think, is just always true throughout content. Visuals are so important for your hooks. You have your spoken hook, your written hook, and your visual hook. And what you're describing that's always worked is the green screen or the listicle or the tier list. Anything visual like that is really good for that visual hook. But what it also does, especially the way you just phrased it, is it creates an open curiosity loop where people are like, okay, so what is the difference? And they're just consuming because they're genuinely curious. You're not saying like, you need to get these glasses because they're the best glasses under $50. That puts them in judge mode where they're judging your content, agreeing or disagreeing, and swiping and getting through. You're putting off the opinion or the thesis of that video until later on, which is increasing the average watch time. So people are watching this video more and more and more until it gets to the point where you finally deliver it, at which point it doesn't matter what you say because people are going to agree or disagree and they're going to comment about it because now they watched and your engagement's going to go up. So you've kind of like
Exactly.
those formats are so good. Visual hook, curiosity. I mean, I actually want to make a video about that right now. And you can do this for any niche. And you have a pretty good chance of going viral. So it's really interesting you say that.
Yeah. I want to backtrack to your question of like what makes a good creator stand out. That's another thing is what I went over like majority of my call with my community last night is selling the solution, selling the outcome, not like the actual benefits. You're not going to be like, oh my goodness, this cologne smells so good. These are the scents. Like no travel destination, no resort is going to sell the layovers, the plane flight, picking up your rental car. You don't sell all the details on the delivery. They sell the family photos, the meals, the beaches. Like, and if you can turn that into the product, like if I was going to sell this, I'm not going to go read the ingredients of how good the ingredients are. I'm going to read how much more money I can make because I'm productive in the morning instead of groggy and having a slow day.
Man, you're cooking. um, So what's the plan, or what do you see the future of UGC being?
The future of UGC in general,
In general, I mean,
or
we've
for me?
seen, you could take it either way, but we've seen TikTok kind of, maybe crack down a little bit on organic UGC accounts. They've done this in the past, and there's always kind of a cat and mouse game there. But I want to know what your thoughts are on all these undisclosed ads. Recently, Polymarket got in trouble. Wall Street Journal made an article about them for undisclosed ads. But the problem with those ads is they were literally lying, making up fake trades and stuff like that and promoting it, which is even crazier. So just curious on your thoughts on the future of organic UGC or paid ad UGC.
Yeah, I would say, like my opinion, I think organic UGC is going to be, it's not going anywhere. It is going to, I feel like I'm excited with where it's going with what they're cracking down on specifically for like the lying aspect of it. Like so many brands will ask you to be like, this is how I'm making 10 grand a month sitting on my couch working an hour a day, which is just like, I can never pick up those campaigns. I'm like, okay, yeah, they're paying a lot, but that's not worth it to me. I'm just straight up scamming some kids. It's like, so that's my business. I'm going to go start this business. So I think I think, yeah, they'll continue to crack down on like the brands that are straight up scamming people or lying about results. But I don't think organic UGC is going anywhere just with how effective it is and how organic, like with AI coming out and being so prominent. The whole point of UGC is to be authentic and relatable. And there's
Yeah.
nothing relatable seeing an AI character. Like I've tested some AI campaigns, and that's why I'm like so confident in UGC staying around because views wise, the AI campaigns performed way better. Like they get views for some reason, but the sales, like the actual conversion from those videos was terrible.
I
Like
think
nobody wants to actually go purchase from an AI creator.
the only time I've seen AI convert really, really well is when they're targeting the older demographics on Facebook. And I have a friend who runs some AI campaigns, and the boomers just can't tell anymore. Like they're completely hopeless. I mean, your parents probably send you reels, and they're like, "This is so funny." And it's like that's just not real.
Yeah.
And so they're very easy to market to in that regard. But mostly, I fully agree. I think creators are obviously extremely important. I talked to Tristan Ree, founder of LaunchPoint, this past week in New York. He was telling me that they've had creators that are promoting, let's say, make money online niches or crypto-esque niches, and they'll have accounts on one phone. They'll have two phones. So this is common for UGC creators because they make a bunch of accounts, and if they make something that's inauthentic on one account, let's say they're promoting like a Polymarket-esque thing, um, TikTok has facial recognition for those UGC accounts and can ban accounts on multiple devices now. So if you mess
Yeah.
up on one and you're talking about the wrong thing or you're lying or whatever, they'll nuke all your stuff. So there's becoming like more of an opportunity cost to putting out like the wrong negative stuff, because that can nuke all of your earnings as a creator. This is also why paid ads are important, because you're aligned with these platforms, so they're not going to ban you. So I think organic
Mm-hmm.
is still going to be around, but I think that paid ad UGC will become like even more valuable than it is already. And there's already billions of dollars spent like every day or something crazy on Meta.
Well, and for a
So
brand's perspective, it makes more sense to do performance-based paid ads because
100%.
then the good creators are going to stand out. People are going to make really good ads and they're not having to waste money on people like, just trying to figure it out or spending a bunch on like a creative that's not going to perform.
Exactly.
I had a creator have like 20 accounts banned over the past month and a half, and he was trying to figure it out and we kept going back to the drawing board. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And then we figured out it was that one of the accounts was that he kept restarting and trying again. It was like one of the make money online, how I make 10 grand a month. Yeah.
It's just that niche, bro. Like it's a
Yeah.
dangerous, dangerous niche. So we tell our creators don't take any of these deals anymore, which is interesting because that would mean that if creators can't promote it, it becomes harder to promote apps in that niche, which means less people are going to be launching apps in that niche. So if you are an app founder, there's probably opportunity there for you to launch an app, and especially if you're good at paid ads, then it might be you might have a little bit less competition, or maybe it's the opposite where you launch this app you're competing for ad space on Meta. Now you're bidding against people that are no longer even spending on influencers or organic UGC. It's really only paid ads. So who knows? It's a question for those guys in that space to deal with. But it's always interesting, this cat and mouse game and how quickly things change. That seems to be like all my friends that have apps that are just absolutely crushing. They figure out something that really works in their space and they like quadruple down and just exploit it until you can't anymore. And I think organic UGC has kind of been that for that space.
Yeah. I have an app that like I've been running so many problems with Apple getting it approved for the App Store, but I have an app for UGC creators. It's like a dashboard to automate outreach and manage their posting calendar and everything. Yeah. But it's been sitting on my dashboard and I've been using it, but can't release it yet.
Apple is brutal. People don't like the fact that they take 30% of earnings. But the way I look at it, they're almost like a business partner where you get to be on everyone's device that they use all day, every day. It's a crazy advantage. Yes, it comes with a cost, but if let's say I was a CPG brand, and I wanted to just be in everyone's kitchen, like if I'm a supplement or something, like literally everyone would have access to it. Like that's crazy. I think Apple's kind of 30%. Underrated. Yeah, I think Apple can be underrated in that regard. 30% is a lot, but I do think it is worth in that case.
I mean, everything's pay to play, to be honest. Like
that's life. You got to put money down to make money.
Yeah. I saw one of your somebody in Content Economy posted. They were like, "Yeah, you have to buy a lottery ticket to win."
Yeah. It's that quote from Nightcrawler, I think, the movie Nightcrawler. Did you ever see that?
Okay, no, I have not.
It's a Jake Gyllenhaal movie, but he basically goes, my motto is you got to make the money to buy a ticket, something like that. And he says it over and over again. He's kind of like an autistic guy. It's interesting. But you got to make the money to buy a ticket, and then you got to buy the ticket, and then you got to play the game,
Yeah.
Well, cool. Where can people find you and learn more about what you do, UGC, and all that in general?
Just primarily on Instagram. I don't like to waste time on TikTok with how much the app changes. So just Instagram, Blaze_Shetler. SHETLER.
Perfect. Well, Blaze, thank you for hopping on, bro. Congrats on all your success. I'm glad, everything's worked out for you in just a year. That's how quickly life can change. You know what I mean? Just commit to it. Especially if you're a hard worker, the space is incredible,
If you would have told me a year ago where I'd be at now, like there is 0% chance I would have believed you. Like, honestly, I knew like since I was little, I was like, I'm going to own a business. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be an entrepreneur. But like the turnaround time from where I was at last summer to then, like, I just spent 3 months in Bali. I've hit 6 different states in the past month. It's just like, it's just so weird having the complete location freedom and the funds to do actually use that freedom. Yeah. It's been cool.
Yeah. The combination of the money that you can spend and then also the fact that you can step away and actually enjoy it. Like that's the hardest thing, is getting both of them.
Yeah.
We still need to do a fly fishing trip as well.
Yeah. When is that happening? I was in Montana when you were going to plan that.
I really do want to. I think what I might do is do something a little bit more remote. So I'm thinking in the winter, maybe we go to South America, because that's a good time of year to do it out there in like the Andes Mountains or Patagonia or something crazy.
That'd be insane.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I love doing it out west in California, Montana. Haven't really done as much as I'd like in Utah or Colorado, but it's just, yeah, I think it needs to be like a dedicated week-long trip where I'm not thinking about work or anything. And I think that'll come. And also with RTech and everything, it's just not the time right now. I sacrificed, I worked really hard to become a UGC creator and do content and coaching and everything and run the agency so that I could have freedom. And then immediately I just doubled down and went back to software so I could work harder. kind of an interesting timeline. But anyways, brother.
Speaking of location.
Yeah.
People need to know, are you going to end up in New York or West Palm? Put you on the spot here.
The next 2 months, I'm going to be in New York. This past week I was in New York. I met all of my consumer app founder friends. I, went to some offices, some incubators. Like, I just did crazy stuff. I got 2 new angel investors. I've never seen anything feel more like where I should be for what I'm doing right now. And when you get signs from God that you're supposed to be somewhere, you just need to follow it and do it. And so I'm going to do it and trust God's plan. Never thought I'd be in New York. I never even liked New York. And this past week was completely changed my life. So that's going to be in New York for 2 months until it gets cold, or 3 months maybe, and then go down to West Palm and enjoy Florida for the winter. Kind of the plan right now.
Never been up there. I might have to come see you.
It's actually kind of peak, West Village, Soho, West Side Highway, any of that stuff. It's fire. I really enjoyed it.
That's cool.
Brother, have a great week, and I will see you soon.
Yes, sir. Have a good one. Thanks for having me.